8 teams remain alive with a chance at winning the state championship in the 6A division. The Mountain Brook Spartans are one of them. And tonight they'll take on Clay Chalkville for the winner going on to the Final Four in 6A. Good night. Good evening, everybody. Lee Tracy alongside my partner, George Palakas. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty now, George. These are all big games all across the state, starting with ours.
I knew it was a big game, but then listening to your intro, a chill went down my spine. I'm ready to get out there and deliver some forearm shivers. I tell you, you're exactly right, Lee. It's down in the quarterfinals. This is it. The Brotherhood has made it to the quarterfinals, and we're playing tonight against a good Clay Chalkville team, trying to get us to the semifinals, one step closer.
You and I were looking at the bracket before we came on, and it's just good game after good game after good game. Nothing but good teams left. Spartans are one of them among the 8 teams remaining in the fight in 6A. And before we move on and talk about more about the battle tonight with Clay Chalkville, let's look back at last week's hard-fought victory to get here over Gardendale.
This is when it comes down to second round of the playoffs. 32 seconds to go. You got a 6-0 lead.
Can we up our intensity? Can we up it? Look, they're at the point, guys. They're sitting there thinking, y'all are taking the fight to them just like we said.
These guys have been doing this since the summertime in a special year, and it's time for them to step up, and they'll do it.
Second down and goal. Crowder trying to run it in. He will be stopped by the Spartan defense.
The Brotherhood coming through, making the tackle.
God, they're pointing to him, guys. They're pointing to him.
Here we come down to a moment like this. Third down, goal. And it's on the grab. It's a low snap
back
on the ground. And the Spartans are taking him down.
He's way back at the 15-yard line.
Hey, don't let up. Do not let up. Do not let up.
Coach Evans challenging his guys right now, looking at them all in the eyes, asking them what they're thinking and what they're going to do.
Crowder back to pass.
Look at the pressure. We got him.
He puts it up.
Intercepted.
Spartans have the football.
Spartans going to win this ball game. Mark it for the Brotherhood. We're going to the quarterfinals.
I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the. Wake up, get out the sheets. We came for war, man, forget my peace. You take the west side, take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the. I hear him chatting the noise, move too quick, can't stop.
Big thanks to Clay Yeager, White Stack Productions. Good stuff there.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I tell you what, a fantastic game last week by the Spartans. Just a defensive battle that the Spartans have shown defensively has been carrying us through these playoffs, and we should see a lot of it tonight. You'll see the performance captains out there across the way. Ethan Shinar, Mr. Merit Scholar. You got to love a athlete and a scholar athlete. Windhorn, number 9. Brock Payne, number 14, who had that huge interception. Also came up with 14 tackles last week. Incredible. And Matt Holloway, another linebacker for the Spartans, number 17. And for the Clay Chalkville Cougars, number 58, Isaiah Williams. He's the senior center in that offensive line that's going to, be challenging us tonight on the offensive side of the ball for them.
George, you mentioned the Mountain Brook defense and what a big role they played in Mountain Brook's success this year. As a matter of fact, as we look into the matchup with Clay Chalkville, just a quick glance at the average points for and points against. Clay Chalkville averaging about 38 points scored a game, given up almost 14. The Mountain Brook Spartans average scoring 26, but only giving up 9.9. You average less than double-figure points on defense these days.
And take out the 7A opponent, Thompson. That drops down to 6.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's our defense has been incredible. I tell you what, we got from Clay Yeager, those performance captains for us that we just mentioned. Let's take a look at them in there, how they fold their arms and look.
Windhorn, outside linebacker, number 9.
Brock Payne, 14, free safety. Matt Holloway, number 17, inside linebacker.
Ethan Chinara, 45, fullback.
And there's Win Horn representing those 4 captains as he approaches the middle of the field as we're about ready to have the coin toss and decide how this game will get started.
Yeah, and I tell you what, the game, both teams, the key is going to control the line of scrimmage, control the clock, be able to play field position, draw the defense in, and create big plays. That's both teams is key. Clay Chalkville loves to isolate on the cornerbacks and throw it deep, get big plays and score quickly. And then they like to ground it out like they did against Homewood last week, putting 315 yards on the ground against Homewood. And, that's a team that we didn't, we struggled a little bit on the ground.
Well, as a matter of fact, there are 3 common opponents between the 2 teams. And all 3 victories for Clay Chalkville and all 3 victories for Mountain Brook. And if you look at the scores, Shades Valley. Now, one asterisk in here is Clay Chalkville played them first game of the year, way back in August. So you sort of take theirs in with a grain of salt. They beat them 37-19. Spartans beat them 24-7. Huffman, they beat them 49-20. The Spartans won 28-7. And Homewood, both teams shut them out. They won 42-0. Spartans won 28-0. So in each case, the Mountain Brook numbers a little bit smaller, both on points scored and also points given up.
Yeah, absolutely. So, both teams can have a big, as we keep talking about, big, tough defense, but they can put points on the board at any point. So the Spartans will be receiving the kick. So, once again, this Spartan team tonight, you're going to see a lot of what we've seen, run, 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 and then look for our opportunities. And when we have those opportunities downfield, we got to execute. We must execute to win this ball game tonight. And what we've seen the weeks past, there are a lot of times we're blowing by the teams. You see both teams coming on the field with the lights. It's a blackout on our side and a whiteout on their side. And I tell you, it is one thing that we saw last week, and I think you'll see this from other teams, the way they're being coached. When we're beating somebody deep, they're taught to hold us. Don't let them beat you deep. Get a 15-yard penalty. Don't let them get a big play on you. So, that's what we saw in the Gardendale game last week, and saw Gardendale probably do it the entire game and got called for it maybe 4 times.
Yeah. But it makes sense.
It does.
On the high school level. When the penalty's just 15 yards, it's not like the NFL where it's a spot foul.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense to do that.
Yeah, hopefully maybe we'll do that.
Yeah.
And use that same thing.
All right, getting ready to get going. Boy, I'll tell you what, you can feel some atmosphere here tonight, George.
And I want to say one thing. I know one family that's with us is former Mount Brook coach Darrell Fitz Jr. passed away on November 10th, 2020. He was the very first football coach at Mountain Brook. He coached here from 1966 to 68, then took a stint down at Alabama, and then came back and coached 70 through 72. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family of Coach Darrell Fitz Jr., and we know he's with us in spirit tonight watching this game.
That's right. All right, as George mentioned, Spartans getting ready to receive the opening kickoff. Clay Chalkville to kick it off. Spartans will be moving from our right to left, and here we go. Quarterfinal round of the playoffs is underway. Taken at the 11 and returned up the middle of the field. Had a bit of a hole there and all the way out to the 41-yard line. Blake Pugh with a great return to get things started.
Blake Pugh showing his senior leadership, getting it started right for the Spartans, getting us out to about the 41-yard line, and now let's bring on that offense. Well, we'll see those Wilder Hines, Jack Smith, and Miles Waldrop, and Will Grant, Charles Law, Lacey, and Turner Wells. Let's get it started, boys. Let's start blocking.
That was a nice return there by Blake Pugh to get Mountain Brook excellent field position at the 41, whereas, say it with me, service first down. Yeah, we did get him. Official late to pull the flag out of his pocket, but they definitely jumped into the neutral zone. Clay Chalkville, though, pointing at Mountain Brook. I don't think it's going to work out for him.
You'll see number 11 out there right now. Drew Elliott who goes from that number 56 jersey to number 11. You'll see a lot of shifting by the Spartans that picks up our first 5 yards. Still service first down.
And it's a 1st and 5. One receiver to the right. That's the only wide out in the formation. And we started with a run as expected, and it gets stuffed right up the middle.
Yeah, you'll see number 44, Jamarcus Dunn for the for Clay Chalkville, a linebacker, making a big hit for them. We, of course, can't do this broadcast without the Thomas E. Jernigan Foundation, Medical Properties Trust, Inc., Andrews Sports Medicine and Orthopedic, Corey Reagan, and Service First Bank. We really do appreciate it, and our good friends, White Stag Production, Clay Yeager, who we mentioned earlier. Thank you for all you do for the broadcast.
Got about a half yard on that first down play. 2nd down, 4.5. Strother Gibbs in the pistol, takes the snap and hands it off. And that's a pickup out to midfield for Michael Brogan.
So
look where they're marking it, though. They're saying, I guess his knee went down way back at the 39.
So they give him about a 3-yard gain or 2-yard gain. But anyway, Michael Brogan right now showing he's got 2 carries, and I guarantee you get many more carries tonight. He needs about 54 more yards, and he'll be at the 1,000-yard mark for the season.
I hope the officials are consistent on the way they're marking the ball. 3rd down and 2. And it is broken over the right side. Extra effort gets the Mountain Brook first down.
Well, we'll know that official signal. It'll be a service first down for the Spartans as Brogan takes it right up the middle behind Will Grant and Wilder Hines. Look at right here.
And he gets hit right there around the line of scrimmage, but breaks through that first tackle and gets the first down.
Yeah, that's Jonathan Harris, the linebacker, big linebacker, 220 pounds, and Michael Brogan just ran right through him.
1st and 10 for the Spartans on the service first down play. No wideouts in the formation. And it's Brogan.
There he is!
Run over the right side. That's about a 12-yard pickup for Michael and another first down.
As we said, the Spartans want to run tonight and control that line of scrimmage, and right now the boys have got it going.
And they're working quickly. They're right back up to the line, getting ready for the next play. And they show the same formation and give it to Michael Brogan again, just a couple of yards this time.
That might be the biggest number 98 I see in the backfield for the Spartans. That's going to be Braxton Wexler tonight. Every week he gets a new jersey. He goes to the seamstress and they get him a.
I like the 98.
I do too.
I like 98.
I tell you what, you get Drew Elliott and Braxton Wexler in the backfield, it's like 2 pulling guards back there playing in the backfield.
2nd down and 8.
Oh, look at this.
And Strother Gibbs keeps, and most of the Clay Chalkville didn't even know he had it. And he gets all the way down inside the 10 to about the 8.
And look who was in front of him. Call me Alabama. Ethan Shinara providing the block, and big number 98 getting to the point of attack to help blocking downfield. Watch number 98.
Oh, yeah.
Keep moving.
Oh, yeah.
Keep moving.
And he's still on him.
Yeah.
He's still on him. That's beautiful.
The brotherhood has come together, and we've got an injury right now, timeout for Clay Chalkville, but I tell you, the brotherhood has come together, and so far they're looking determined to put this ball in the end zone.
Well, that was a beautiful play right there as Strother kept it, and all of the Clay defense, almost all of them, went for the fake. And when Strother started out over on the right side, there was only 1 or 2 of Clay Chalkville players that knew that he had it.
Yeah. And I tell you,
they were being blocked by Wetzler and Shinara.
I tell you, 2 big road hogs clearing the way down the road. So I tell you, Coach Drew Gilmer right now taking the opportunity to sort of talk to his Clay Chalkville guys and try and figure something out. But once again, I mean, this looks like a group that has brought their lunch pails and punched in the time clock, and they're going to work, the Mount Brook Spartans.
Here we go. Player, is that number 1? Lamar Krosky came off the field mostly under his own power. Looked a little groggy, though.
Got a flag on the play. Looks like he gets Clay
defensive
Chalkville.
offsides.
Yeah. So, one thing the Spartans need to correct tonight is penalties. I mean, Spartans have like 66 penalties on the year, which is huge. I mean, they've doubled what they've done in years past. But so far tonight, Clay Chalkville got the penalty bug.
This is still the opening drive, opening possession of the ball game. Spartans have driven all the way down to the 3, 1st and goal. And it is Strother Gibbs for the Mountain Brook touchdown.
Clock it in, Brotherhood. Touchdown, Spartans.
Wow, that was easy. Faked it to Michael Brogan to the right. Strother Gibbs goes left, and there is no resistance over there.
Check out the blocking by Hines and Will Grand, and right there, look at that. Number 98, Braxton Wetzler.
Oh, he had a beautiful kick-out block that opened the hole.
They're offsides again, Clay Chalkville.
Extra point is good, however. What is the point? Do we still have to kick it again?
Because it blows it dead before the play. So that's sort of not.
Yeah, so
but we can decline
you're basically penalizing the team that didn't commit a penalty. Now we got to make it good again. And Reed Harradine does that with no trouble at all. And a great start for the Spartans, out to a 7-0 lead with 8:45 remaining in the first quarter.
I tell you what, the Spartans were determined. They wanted to receive. They take it and move it right downfield. It started with a great kickoff return by Blake Pugh, getting it out to the Spartans 41, and then from there, Spartans take it 59 yards for a good drive that time. And you know what? We never threw the ball. All on the ground.
Didn't even show pass.
Is that Philip Holly? I can't tell. Yeah, Principal
Right,
Philip Holly.
Right.
You see all the principals and teachers. They're all up front. They're like, I'm gonna do 7. I won't do 38.
I want early in the game. Yeah.
Benny's our 38 guy.
Yeah. He even did a 39th last
That's
week.
right. And then I saw him drinking raw eggs on the after that.
Did he have his pet turtles, Cuff and Link?
Yeah.
Remember?
I heard him screaming, Tanya, his wife.
Here's the kick, taken at the 19, and Clay will return it. Spartans, good job covering that short kick. They get him down at the 32.
And Brock Payne, the Clay Chalkville runner, tries to reverse field, and he's like, oop, I wish I hadn't done that. He just hit Payne.
Out to the 31-yard line.
Really? Hey, Joel tells us those turtles are still alive. I don't know how he knows that. Wow.
Oh, I love it.
Cuff and Link. Isn't that what their name was? Am I right? Okay. Long time ago. Clay with the ball, and a very short gain as Mountain Brook defense
and you
stops
see,
him. Actually, he did work ahead for about 4.
And you see James Nichols and on the tackle and a couple other Spartans. I tell you, the Spartan defense is led by that big number 33 right in the middle. Trent Wright's got 107 tackles on the year. And then you look at, John McMillan, another 95 tackles. Holloway. Man, that linebacker crew is incredible.
2nd down and 6.
Here he goes. You see him where
rolling
he wants to go to.
Throwing deep. He's out of bounds. Made the catch, but he was totally out of bounds.
So you see Caleb Johnson, the quarterback, can do it with his arm or with his feet. And that time right there, Brock Payne on the coverage for the Spartans. And that pass was just a little bit outside.
Just threw it too late.
Yep.
There was no way his man could stay in bounds. The timing was off on the play. And number 2, Caleb Johnson, as George mentioned, is their quarterback, listed at 6'2", 205. He's a junior. 3rd and 6. And here comes the rush. And Johnson trying to get away. He won't. He'll get drilled instead. by Braxton Wetzler.
And I tell you what, Trent right in there and chasing him down from behind Matt Holloway. Once again, the Spartans doing a great job of knowing where he is. Watch right here. Or was that John McKimmon? Excuse me, John McKimmon and Braxton Wetzler on that tackle.
Braxton wearing the 98 on offense, back to his good old 57 on defense. 4th down, punting situation. High and short. Fair catch called for and made at about the 30. So the Spartans will start with pretty good field position. They mark it actually at the 29.
Once again, the Spartans show that they can either put Paulson Wright or Blake Pugh or sometimes both of them back there to return punts.
Good to have multiple options there.
Absolutely.
It'll be a service 1st down play for the Spartans. One receiver to either side. And Strother Gibbs with some room up the middle, and then he takes a hard hit after gaining about 4 yards.
Once again, you see Strother, you're going to see Strother carrying multiple times tonight. It's probably going to be a game that almost is very similar to like our game against Thompson last year, that we came out and we showed on the ground what we could do and then started finding those opportunities in the passing game as soon as we get them all up in the box.
2nd down and 6 for the Spartans. This time Strother keeps again. He's got room again, and he's got him out in Brook 1st down. Takes another hard hit, but bounces right up.
Yeah, Jack Smith's there, number 68, to help him up after lead him through there with good block. Check out the Spartans right here, and you see them just sort of caving down, making their blocks. You see Wilder, Hines, and you see Miles Waldrop again. These guys, Will Grant got a offer from Sanford, a preferred walk-on offer this week. So that's fantastic. These guys, they can all play.
Service 1st down, Spartans at their 43-yard line. And this time it is Gibbs again. Strother ahead for 3.
So Spartans once again just grinding it out, watching that clock move.
Brings up 2nd and 7 from the 46-yard line.
Once again, you see Turner Welsh and Shannara and all these, Charles Lawson, Lacey up there. I mean, it's amazing every play. Drew Elliott, number 11. It's great to see him in that ball game back there.
2nd and 7 for the Spartans. Straight give to Michael Brogan. And again, they open up a hole up front. Michael shoots through it and picks up about Brook 1st down.
Old-fashioned football right now, Lee, and I'm liking it.
I'm loving it.
Another service 1st down, and we've got Clay Chalkville a little bit on their heels, and Spartans are showing. I mean, every man we got a hat on every single guy out there.
That is,
About
I just
10
love
yards.
to watch those O-line guys. And when I say the O-line guys, I'm actually including the H-backs and all them too.
Elliott Wells.
Yeah, I just
Gennaro.
love to watch them do their job and do it so efficiently. Here we go with a service 1st down play. Out of the pistol, Strother hands it off. Just a short gain this time for Michael Brogan of about a yard.
Yeah, Michael Brogan doing a very good job. Gets hit at the line, but doing a very good job just to get it out for about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, he actually got 2 out of it. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Once again, we really do appreciate our sponsors, Thomas E. Jernigan Foundation, Medical Properties Trust, Inc., Andrews Sports Medicine and Orthopedic, Lori Reagan, and Service First Bank. And, of course, the Barbara Media Group that's putting on the production.
Good look at the cheerleaders and the student section down below us. Now 2nd down and 8. And the give up the middle, Michael Brogan. He's within 2 yards of another 1st down. Again, right up the middle, George. And they opened up a hole, and Michael went for 6.
I tell you what, Coach Darrell Fitz is sitting up in heaven right now watching this going, this is my kind of ball game right here. This is what we did back in 1966. I love it.
3rd down and 2. Big play right here. Try and keep moving the chains again, keep the drive alive. It is broken. It's a first down. Spartans, you can move those chains.
I tell you what, Clay Chalkville brought their band, brought a huge crowd with them tonight, and they are all sitting down right now, as quiet as can be.
Spartans have controlled the football throughout what is now almost the entire first quarter.
So far, we're doing exactly what we need to do, keep controlling that line of scrimmage.
Service first down play again. Again, no wideouts in the formation. Brogan shifts to the left side of Strother Gibbs as Strother picks his way for a few.
I'll tell you, for you old schoolers at home, this just looks like the old Oklahoma drill. Just line it up. You remember in practice where you would you have the cones and you would say, okay, you can't go outside these cones. Just keep running right here. It's a battle of the wills.
Well, if it continues like this, George, it's going to make for an early night for us.
I like that.
We're gonna get done early.
I like that.
And take a W with us when we leave. But we still got a long way to go. Mountain Brook takes a timeout with 2:34 remaining in the first, up 7-0.
Hey, secure your business today with Gory Reagan's Proven Solutions. We're exceedingly proud of the depth and experience residing in the halls at Gory Reagan. For over 60 years, we have been in business long enough to see technology move from gears and relay switches to cloud-based systems used today. We provide products with the cutting-edge technology in time, parking, security, and ID badge services. Do as I did for St. Luke's Episcopal Church. Call my good friend Charlie Reagan's team today at 205-871-7395 or go online to GoryReagan.com to see how you can partner with Gory Reagan to provide the perfect solution for your church or business needs. Gory Reagan, serving our community since 1959.
All right. We love Gory Reagan and all of our sponsors. I know George and I say it. We've been saying it all year, but doesn't mean that I can't say it again. We so much appreciate our sponsors. They literally do make our broadcast possible. They really do. It's as simple as that. And appreciate their support so very much. And if you see any of them offering a product or a service that you need, make sure they're the ones you see for it. 2nd down and 7 for the Spartans. We got to make sure we get all the clocks right. Looks like we may have an equipment issue with number 1. Remember, he came out injured earlier, so good to see that he's okay and back in there, although he's coming out for this play. That's Lamar Krosky.
So I've got these texts coming in. Jackson Cooks sped on back from Georgia to get in to his recliner to watch the game. Van Gladney says he's watching right in front of us and got it on. And already got Jimmy McPherson texting, hey, what'd you just say?
He's wanting us to repeat it.
Yeah, that's right.
2nd down and 7. And this one didn't work for the Spartans. That's one of the few plays so far that Clay has just totally stuffed the Spartans. Actually lost a yard on that play. So 3rd and 8 coming up. Just going from memory alone, which is dangerous. I believe this is the first 3rd down and long situation that we've had.
I believe you are correct, sir. Check out Jackson Beatty out wide.
Yeah, got 3 receivers to that right side. And now Jake Thompson goes that way as well, and we've got a whistle.
You saw it happen and open it up perfect for us. You had Jackson Beatty going downfield, and you saw Jake Thompson then just sort of sneaking on out.
We were flooding that right side, and I think that's why Clay called the timeout.
Exactly, and the defensive back had chosen to follow Jackson, leaving Jake wide open. They're going to get us a big game.
And the Clay coaches saw that, and so a preemptive measure by them to take the timeout.
Hey, you know what this tomorrow night is?
What is it?
It's the 54th Miss Olympian pageant, which will be held in November 21st at Mountain Brooks High School William N. Edens Fine Arts Center. 17 contestants from grades 10 through 12 will compete in an interview, evening gown, and talent categories. The student-led production is under the direction of seniors Amelia Dennis and Forrest Ann Watson. Ticket information for live streaming is located on the front of the high school webpage. The actual live stream will begin at 6:30 p.m. on Saturday night. The cost to live stream is $15. Link for live stream is https, and let's just tell you, mbhs.eduvision.tv/live-schedule. Go to the Mountain Brook website, and you'll pull that up and watch the Miss Olympian pageant, which Lee and me will not be in.
Thank goodness. Here we go out of the timeout. 3rd down and 8. Olsen right in the slot on the right side. Shannara shifts back to the backfield. And Ethan's got it, and Clay has him.
So that's going to bring up 4th down here, a minute 37 here in the first quarter, which will bring on the punting team.
Yeah, we're going to try and punt them deep. Play some field position here. If it were 4th and a little bit shorter, we'd probably go for it. But in this case, it's 4th and 9.
And we also know that Strother can punt for us as well as Reed, but this time we have Reed in.
Uh-oh. Bobbled it. Now he's got to run with it. And a flag comes in. 2 flags come in. Might be 2 different penalties. No, it's just one because they just picked up one of the flags and threw it over next to the other one.
Let's see here.
Let's see what we got. Officials are meeting. Wow.
You know, he did fumble the ball, and it fumbled forward, and I don't know where the ball actually went out either.
I think he was already out of bounds.
Personal foul.
Targeting.
Illegal blindside block.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. And they refuse it, and so Clay Chalkville will take over.
You know, after 13 games, Lee, I brought the chart for us.
That's why you were all over that.
That's why I sounded so official.
Not just targeting, but an illegal blindside.
And look,
block.
on the backside, you have the Waffle House menu for later.
All right,
we'll go
Clay,
meet all the officials.
Clay with the football, 1st and 10. We've got just 1:03 remaining in the first quarter. Spartans lead 7-0. And they run it for a couple, and that's all.
And you see Trent Wright, Matt Holloway in on the tackle. I tell you what just happened on our punt return is one of those things that we cannot afford to have many of those kind of things.
Well, we had a really good opportunity to punt them very deep. We had a chance to get them set up inside the 5 potentially to start, and instead the bobble meant that Reed had to take off and run with it instead of getting the punt away, and that's how they get it starting at their 28 instead. 2nd down and 6. Quarterback draw. And he's close to a 1st down. He's got a 1st down.
This is a talented Clay Chalkville team, and it's one of those kind of games that we cannot afford to make the mistakes on offense. We have to execute. Big number 57, Braxton Wexler, making the tackle for the Spartans. Of course, you know, when you have the D line that's had like 60 tackles during the year, you look at Clay Chalkville and they talk about their defensive line. They got like 25 tackles each or whatever. Oh, you look at Braxton, he's got 60.
And that's the end of the first quarter. Spartans lead 7-0 after 1 on the Mountain Brook Sports Network.
A lot can happen in a heartbeat. You can win, lose, stop, go, laugh, hope, and grow. You can hurt, hustle, smile, and heal. No matter what you do, put your whole heart into it. Here's to our healthcare heroes who never miss a beat. Medical Properties Trust, at the very heart of healthcare.
2/3 of drivers who died in car crashes chose to ignore this warning. Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Mountain Brook Spartans controlled the first half for the most part. Took the opening kickoff, had a good return by Blake Pugh, and then followed by a great drive, all on the ground, culminating with a 3-run touchdown run by Strother Gibbs. Then got a defensive stop, got the ball again for a couple of first downs before giving it back. So they controlled most of that first quarter. They lead 7-0, but we start the second quarter on defense. 1st and 10 for Clay. And they run it right up the gut for 13, make it 15 yards and a first down.
I tell you, Clay Chalkville just putting it on the ground and running. Look at them. They're going to have a little bit of the hurry up, try and catch the Spartans off.
Edward Osley, their running back, number 22. And I think we've got a miscue of some type there, George.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be going back on against the Clay Chalkville Cougars. I'll tell you, Mr. Ousley, you talked about the running back who had that last big run. He's got 1,118 yards on the season. You can tell he's a big, gifted runner.
Number 22, Osley, he's listed at 6 feet 185. He's a junior.
Oh, the ball. Fumbled it around.
And Caleb Johnson goes to the right, and he's brought down. Nice 101 tackle. James Nichols.
James Nichols containing the quarterback and not letting him get to the corner and get outside. It was a bobble snap from the beginning that throws off the timing of the play. And you see McKimmon and you see Trent Wright, but James Nichols right there not going to let him outside.
That's a great job by James Nichols to make that one-on-one tackle against a shifty guy. That's not easy to do, and he did it. Makes it 2nd down and 15. They give it to Osley, and he is, well, he was stuffed, but great extra effort by him. Looked like he was going to be stopped for little or nothing. But he broke a couple of tackles, did a spin move or two, and wound up gaining 8 yards.
Yeah, he just kept churning and moving his legs and brings up a 3rd down and about 7 yards to go.
Well, that was just a great run by Osley. That was a hard-fought, well-earned 8 yards. 3rd down, 7. Osley again. Boy, they are really getting a push now. He's got a first down.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a big offensive line that we're going against, and that time they got too much of a push on our front guys. John McMillan making the tackle for the Spartans. But you'll see big number 60 coming in for Clay Chalkville. That's James May's son, Josh May. James works at St. Luke's Episcopal Church, I told you. And his son, Josh, number 60, is playing for the Cougars on the line.
1st and 10 play for the Cougars. Johnson keeps it himself and picks up 3, then takes a hard hit. Holloway, right.
And McMillan getting up from the bottom. Trent Wright applies the hit, the very first hit. Holloway comes over to help, and McMillan finish it off. Right now in the first quarter, it's Pinson Valley 7, Oxford 0. We'll play the team that wins here. We'll play that winner.
2nd down and 7. for the Cougars. High snap, but Johnson reels it in, and they'll get just a yard on that play. Different running back that time. Trent right in the middle of it again defensively for the Spartans. Going to make it 3rd down and 6. They got to get to the 26 for a first down. Again a high snap, but Johnson goes up to get it.
Block in the back and a hold.
They get the corner, but yeah, I don't see a flag.
No, I mean,
but that's how they got the corner.
Yeah, McKimmon's being held the entire time, and
our fans are yelling about it too.
The official is out of position, not seeing it. Watch 37 for the Spartans, and you see it right here, and they're going to call it incidental, I guess. Brings up a first down for Clay Chalkville. Clay Chalkville head coach Drew Gilmer. It's his 4th year at Clay Chalkville. His record 44-9. This is their 4th straight year in the quarterfinals.
Excellent program. And boy, I thought maybe they moved early there, but instead, no flag, and another good run by Osley for 11 yards and a first down. I thought the guy on the right end of their line jumped, but apparently he timed it just right.
So the Spartans right now the Spartans up on their heels, and Clay Chalkville taking control of the line of scrimmage.
Another first down play for Clay. Osley the lone setback. Johnson in the pistol. Gives it to Osley. He's got room over the left side, and he's got a Clay touchdown. 14-yard touchdown run by Edward Osley, and they're an extra point away from tying it.
So Clay Chalkville capitalizing on the fumble snap on the punt and taking it in for a long drive for a Cougar touchdown.
Extra point is good, and we are tied 7-7 with 7:43 to play in the second quarter.
So G4 on location at home had a little bit of oral surgery today and can't be with us tonight, but he'll be with us via text and possibly on the phone later on, providing us some first quarter stats from our offense who we're about to see. He said that Brogan had 9 carries for 40 yards in the first quarter, and Strother Gibbs 7 carries for 48 yards.
Wow.
So Spartans already having 88 yards rushing in that first quarter. So G4, hope you're doing good, and we look forward to you continuing to text and give us your insight on the ball game.
I think this is an early key part of the game here, right here, because Mountain Brook controlled the game early.
Yeah.
Got a lead. Now Clay just answered with a nice drive of their own to tie it up. Would love to see the Spartans answer with another nice drive for some points right here.
And both teams right now controlling the line of scrimmage, doing it all on the run.
There's a roller, and the Spartans should get good field position out of this. Out at the 36. Number 36 returning it. Is that Vaughn Frost?
Vaughn Frost returning it for the Spartans, and wisely putting both hands over the football and just making sure he secured it and getting it up to the 37-yard line. Great job getting on the 37-yard line of the Spartans.
Service first down, Mountain Brook. Three receivers left, one to the right.
We got a flag.
And Spartans, I think, moved early.
So we mentioned it earlier about the Spartans. That's been one Achilles heel of them is their penalties this year. They doubled their penalties from last year and the year before. They got that's been one thing to hurt the Spartans throughout the year. We always say there's one team that can beat the Spartans, and that's the Spartans. So we got to be disciplined enough to cut down those penalties, especially as we get further and further into the playoffs.
Right. First and 15 for the Spartans. Ball's at the 32 now. Two receivers to the left. And this is Strother Gibbs keeping it, pushing ahead. He'll get those penalty yards back and maybe about another half yard plus.
Playmate 5 yards.
So, as you said, Lee, getting our 5-yard penalty back.
Until the official took a step back before he put the ball down, so that makes it just a 5-yard gain.
We're still trying to figure out how the ball was on 13 last week and not on the 15, you know.
Yeah. Second and 10. Strother throws short. It's complete. Blake Pugh cuts it over the middle. He's got a first down. Actually, Paulson Wright, pardon me.
And you see that was a nice design play. You see Paulson Wright catching it and then watching just follow his seal of blockers right here. Watch him follow Turner Welsh and his block and Wilder Hines and Jack Smith downfield. Just a nice design play for a service first down.
That's well done by Paulson Wright after the catch. Service first down, as George said. Strother Gibbs in the pistol. Shannara to his right, Brogan behind him. It is Brogan going to lose yardage.
Brogan, left guard.
Lost a yard on that play.
So once again, both teams keeping the ball on the ground, just trying to establish that run. And you look at it, it's 6:14. You know, the clock dwindling down here in the second quarter. And it's, 7:38. We're about to be at halftime here soon.
7-7 our score. Paulson Wright wide to the right. And Strother Gibbs throws to the intermediate receiver. That's the tight end. Sims Brown makes the catch for a nice gain of about 8 yards.
Great job, great execution that time. The Spartans now finding that control passing game. Trying to loosen that defense up a little bit, and it's great job. Matt Scott on the offensive side, a coach calling our passing plays, does a fantastic job.
Big 3rd and 2 play right here.
Timeout by the Spartans.
Yep. Timeout with 5:46 remaining before halftime. We're tied 7-7.
Southern Sky Aviation is Birmingham's only full-service aviation company offering charter flights, brokerage services, aircraft management, maintenance, avionics, and flight training. For our team, there's no greater passion than that of serving our guests, clients, and partners in the pursuit of a better way to fly. With certified pilots, expert maintenance professionals, and avionics specialists, we're providing the safest, most enjoyable aviation experience in the region. Visit us at southernskyAviation.com and let us show you how to reimagine flight. So right now, we had said the winner of this game will be playing the winner of the Pinson-Oxford game, and we had talked about this earlier. Everybody's talking about Oxford as being the team to beat in the state, but I'm going to tell you right now, I think it's that Pinson Valley team.
Well, Pinson Valley is the only team to have beaten Clay Chalkville this year.
They beat Clay Chalkville and beat them, 27-10 or?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 27-10. Well, right now in the second quarter, Pinson Valley's 14, Oxford's nothing.
Wow.
And they're playing at Pinson Valley. So it'll be very interesting to see how that game ends up. But I think, to be honest, that Pinson Valley, Oxford, Mountain Brook, Clay Chalkville, if I'm looking at this, I'm telling you right now, the state champion's coming from that bracket right there.
Yeah.
It's coming through, Right now, I know what we believe.
That's the northern bracket. The southern has Opelika, Saraland, Spanish Fort, and Blunt.
All fighting for a chance to get to the December 4th state championship game at Bryant Denny Stadium.
3rd down and 2 out of the timeout. Two receivers left, one to the right. And now that all changes with the shift. And Strother keeps. He's got a first down. He's still on his feet. Almost got away. Almost got away. He did get the first down, though.
I tell you what, he ran right up into Jack Smith, and Jack Smith got him moving as soon as he got hit. See Jack pulling around, and boom, give him a little nudge, get right in there, get a block in there.
And a tempo play.
That's a face mask.
Strother keeps and gets nowhere, and there's no flag on the field.
Well, that might be my miss eyesight, too.
Well, I saw the same head
jerk around.
Head jerk, but I'm not positive that that's what it was from.
It could have been from the a higher pull from the shoulder pad area.
No gain on the play on that service first down play. Second down and 10. Three receivers left, one to the right. Brogan to the right of Strother Gibbs, and Strother keeps. He's got room up the middle. Strother Gibbs into the secondary. He's down near the 20-yard line. That's a 17-yard gain for the Mountain Brook quarterback and another first down.
Great read by Strother Gibbs right here. Watch him right here. You can see him right here. Wait. No, keep it and take it right up the middle and follow those linemen for a service first down. But a great job. Patient. You got to be patient with those kind of
You're
plays.
so right, George. The fact that he waited to the very last second was the key to that play being successful. Service first down, Mountain Brook at the 21. And it is Brogan over the right side. Michael breaking tackles. He's inside the 15 to the 14. That's a 7-yard gain for Michael Brogan.
Once again, the Spartans now trying to find a little energy behind the running game, and you see it right here, Michael Brogan. Look at the good block, Jack Smith. I mean, once again, the line just all doing their job.
And nice running there by Michael Brogan as well.
As we said, Michael Brogan has gone over the 1,000-yard mark. He only needed 58 yards coming into this ball game.
Second and 3
for the season.
And it is Strother keeping and losing yardage. Wow. That hurts. We go from 2nd and 3 to 3rd and 8. Wow.
Yeah, it was one of those, and they were right up on that play. They had sold out that Strother was going to be the carrier.
They sure did, and it worked for them. 3rd and 8. Strother to throw. He's got a man. It's Jake Thompson. Jake trying to get the first down yardage. He's very, very close. Sticks are all the way on the other side of the field.
It looks like they're going to mark him about a yard short, which brings up.
Yeah, he is just about a full yard short. I thought it was closer than that, to be honest. Wow. This is a tough call here.
Spartans going to take a timeout.
Do you try a field goal or do you go for it? This is a tough call here.
Well, you know what I would do?
Exactly what Coach Yeager decides.
Absolutely. Whatever Coach Yeager says. I've learned that one.
I've been around you long enough, partner.
Yeah, I'm about to say, that's what winners do. Yeah. So I tell you, so right here, it's 4th and 1, and it's one of those things. What do you do?
Boy, that is a really tough call.
Yeah, I mean, you got a kicker that we trust and we think we would get 3 points on, but at the same time, we're in one of these battles right now that we know that. Guess what? A punch right here, right before half, is key.
2:54 left in the second quarter.
I know what.
Bottom line is we got to get some points.
Exactly.
Got to get some points out of this.
I know what 11 guys on offense are saying right now.
Sure.
They're telling Coach we can go for it, we'll make it.
Yeah.
With Strother, Gibbs at quarterback. We had the camera on the cheerleaders earlier, and our seniors, Catherine Bradford, Sarah Margaret Curry, Claire Dennis, Caldwell Flake, Mary Winston Hendry, Leela Horsley, Mary Carlisle Jones, Jessica Randolph, Caroline Savage, Kendall Watley, and Ella Grace Perry. Cheering away, those are our senior cheerleaders that were out that you saw earlier. They're all in their blackout uniforms, cheering on the Spartans. Good crowd here tonight. And the Spartans are going to go for it. And you see big number 98.
I expected that would be
probably had to take
the call.
Yeah, Braxton probably had to take the whole time out to put on that jersey. It's so tight.
Well, they're setting up a power right formation. And they run Strother Gibbs that way, and he's got the first down and more. He might get a touchdown. He's down to the 1.
I tell you right now, that was pure determination by the...
They just lined everybody on the right side. They said, no deception necessary. Here we come.
And Brogan's like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Let's get them on the field because they're catching Clay Chalkville. All not knowing what's going on. There's a flag on the play, which will be offsides, Clay Chalkville.
Yeah, we ran some tempo after that nice gain down. And it is against Clay. That'll be half the distance to the goal line, which isn't very far.
Illegal substitution on Clay Chalkville.
Well, we get the down over as well.
Well, you know, what I love is that timeout was called by the Spartans, and that timeout really wasn't to decide whether we're going to kick it or go for it. It was what play are we going to
Exactly.
We were going for it.
Exactly. I think we were going for it the whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You like that?
And I think it was a brilliant call.
Absolutely. That's why I said. That's the call I've made.
Here we go. Ball's at the 1. First and goal, Mountain Brook. Service first down. Strother Gibbs takes the snap, forges ahead. We get a push, and we get a touchdown.
Touchdown, Spartans! And you see Big Will Grant just turn to the crowd and say, yep, that's what we're doing.
Well, the Spartans just did what we asked for, George. We wanted them to answer Clay Chalkville back with this drive. They put together a long drive, great drive, got the touchdown, and whittled the clock down to 2:13 left in the half. Big extra point. Every point is important tonight. And you can count it. 14-0 Mountain Brook after the 1-yard touchdown dive by Strother Gibbs. And the extra point by Reed Harradine. 2:13 left in the first half. 14-7 Mountain Brook.
Absolutely. I tell you, that's great. You know, so Strother's had 2 touchdowns tonight. This is what's incredible. That's his 61st touchdown in his career.
Wow.
And I mean, that's amazing. Oh! Here comes Mr. Spartan. And I need G4 to
look at his muscles. He should have no problem with it.
Exactly. What are they? Smarty? What is
yeah,
Smarty. G4, let me know who's in the Smarty uniform. I know who it was a couple of weeks ago. I'm assuming it's the same one.
Look at those biceps, George. He could do another 150 of those.
He's about to fall down. I love it. You got to love Smarty. I'm thinking, I know who Smarty is, but I don't want to call him out on air just yet.
You think you know,
huh? I think I do know. Oh, second quarter, Pittston Valley 21, Oxford nothing.
Wow. Kick went out of bounds, so that'll be illegal procedure call on the kicking team, and that lets Clay start from the 35, which is not good. They've still got 2:13 left, and they've still got 2 timeouts as well. Spartans on defense. It is Osley, and he'll get a yard and be happy with it.
Hey, Gunn provides the first hit, and Trent Wright providing the finishing tackle.
One on the play. Tackle made by Rob Gunn.
Tell you, Rob Gunn had a big week last week on that defensive side, applying pressure.
2nd and 9. Osley again, he'll lose yardage this time. That was Matt Holloway who shot in there out of a gun and threw him for a 2-yard loss.
Watch old Matt Holloway right here. Who's ready to play football right now? I'm going to tell you who's ready. Matt Holloway's ready. Boom! Making the hit.
Brings up 3rd and 11 from the
It's a big-time play, Matt. 3rd and 11. And because of the lack of success in Clay's first plays, they're going to let clock roll.
Yeah,
they're not going to use time. They're going to.
They don't want any more points.
No.
By the Spartans up on the board.
They, in fact, did they let it all run? No, they took the timeout just before it ran out. Spartan defense pumped up as well they should be, and they get a big ovation from the fans as well.
Hey, I tell you what, you know what else is this weekend is the Turkey Jam.
Right.
Basketball season has started.
Love it. The hoop play has got underway.
For the boys and girls. And I know right here, I've got the girls varsity schedule right here. They're going to be playing Parker tomorrow night at 6 o'clock at the arena. But it's the Turkey Jam. Go out there on the website and follow the boys and the girls basketball teams there, and you will see the tournament bracket, and it will be from the 21st to the 24th, so Saturday through Tuesday. So bunch of good basketball play, and hopefully the tournament will be some excitement for Mount Brook Spartans boys and girls. So go support the Spartan girls tomorrow night at 6 p.m. versus Parker.
Now, is the Turkey Jam, is it a combo boys and girls
Yes.
tournament?
Yes.
Well, that's cool. You don't see that very often.
No, it's really neat how they do it, and it's a great atmosphere, and I'm looking like teams like Parker and Oak Mountain, Pleasant Grove, Hamilton, Homewood. I mean, there are a couple of different teams that are in this bracket. It'll be lots of fun.
All right, back to football now. 3rd and 11 for the Cougars. They've got 4 receivers in the formation. Caleb Johnson in the pistol, takes the snap, gives it to Osley, and he's brought down after a short gain. It'll be 4th down.
Spartans have used up all the timeouts, so can't stop the clock here. It brings up a 4th and probably, about 6?
Yep.
So they will have to punt. But right now, Clay Chalkville is showing that they're not showing a punt team. They're gonna let that play clock just drive on down.
Rob Gunn made another tackle there, while Braxton Wetzler occupied 2 blockers. That freed up Rob to make the tackle.
And that is what a lineman is supposed to do right there. Take the pressure off the linebackers for them to be freed up to make the plays. I'll tell you who's going to love that is timeout by Clay Chalkville. We saw earlier tonight who came and visited us in the broadcast booth, Coach Knott. And Coach Knott, former defensive coordinator here at Mount Brook Spartans, was the defense coordinator back in the days when I played. Also was principal down at the junior high. Everybody will remember Coach Knott, but I'll tell you right now, this kind of ball game he's loving right now.
He's loving it.
I'm so happy that he was here, and I got to see him. I tell you what, there ain't a day that goes by that I don't think of howdy hey, howdy ho. I tell you right now, we got some former Spartans out there going, whittly, whittly, waddly, whoa. Everybody's ready for it. Coach Knott is here in the house.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. I'm glad you gave me an opportunity to meet him and visit with him a little bit.
You know, when we sit back and talk about Coach Darrell Phipps and him passing away and how our thoughts and prayers are with his and his family, but you think of all the coaches, you know, Coach Yeager and his staff and what a fantastic job they do, but the many coaches that have been here before us, you know, back in my day, Gene Ellison, Phil Lazenby, who's down at Bayside Academy. He's gone to the state championship many years, always has a big team down there. Coach Knott, Coach Blazek, a bunch of those guys. we hold dear in our hearts.
All right, punting situation for Clay, so it's still a chance for the Spartans to get something here, maybe a big-time return, but they're not going to be able to return that.
So they're going to call the Spartans for roughing the kicker. That was the one thing that we did not want to happen.
Oh, boy.
So that will give the ball back to Clay Chalkville. So you'll see, I mean, we applied the pressure and we hit the leg of the punter.
I think he called running into the kicker. So that's just the 5-yard variety.
Yep.
They declined it. It's Mountain Brook ball.
So Spartans with 9 seconds right here. Don't want to do anything that turns the ball over or anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah, we got no timeouts.
9.6
9.6 seconds starting at our 15-yard line.
I do know what I'd run on this play. That'd be whatever's very conservative, hit a knee.
Yeah. And that's exactly what Coach Hager called. Called your play, George.
I'm about to say, you know, sometimes I'm smart.
That's what they executed it with perfection as well.
Sometimes I feel like a nut. Sometimes I don't.
Hey, good first half for the Mountain Brook Spartans. These are two really, really good teams going at it here in the quarterfinal round of the 6A playoffs. The Spartans have had 2 long drives, heavily run-oriented. One was all runs. I'm not sure. We might have thrown a short pass or two
We had a couple
in the
of
other drive.
Yeah.
A couple of passes to score their 2 touchdowns. Defense has played well throughout the first half, holding a Clay team that has the ability to score a lot of points. I mean, you look at some of the scores they've run up throughout their season, and they've got 7 at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about earlier when you were bringing up all the stats. You know, I mean, there's a team that Clay Chalkville is averaging 38 points on the board.
Yeah.
You know, we got a Spartan team that's only given up, you know, six points when I take out the Thompson. 10 points, game. But right now, Spartans, the defense looking really good for the Spartans, and the offense doing their thing.
Mountain Brook leading 14-7 at the halftime intermission. Stay with us. We've got lots more coming your way after this timeout on the Mountain Brook Sports Network.
You go 24/7. Now, so do we. Introducing 24/7 scheduling. Available for most appointments at Andrews Sports Medicine. Call 205-939-3699 to overcome everything, including time.
A lot can happen in a heartbeat. You can win, lose, stop, go, laugh, hope, and grow. You can hurt, hustle, smile, and heal. No matter what you do, put your whole heart into it. Here's to our healthcare heroes who never miss a beat. Medical Properties Trust, at the very heart of healthcare.
2/3 of drivers who died in car crashes chose to ignore this warning. Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
My name is Lyle Kane. I'm an orthopedic surgeon specializing in sports medicine, and I work with the Andrews Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center. It's a really unique situation to be able to take care of Mountain Brook High School, where I played sports. I've known the administration, I know a lot of the coaches, and a lot of the kids that are playing there, their parents were friends of mine growing up. The second part of my fortunate practice situation is that I'm able to cover the University of Alabama sports programs, and I can see myself spending a lot of time down there even if I didn't have to work there.
Last year in America, there were over 3,000 fatalities related to texting and driving. I'm Jefferson County Constable Jonathan Barbie, and I'm here to remind you to put the phone down and drive safe, Jefferson County.
You go 24/7. Now, so do we. Introducing 24/7 scheduling, available for most appointments at Andrews Sports Medicine. Call 205-939-3699 to overcome everything, including time.
A lot can happen in a heartbeat. You can win, lose, stop, go, laugh, hope, and grow. You can hurt, hustle, smile, and heal. No matter what you do, put your whole heart into it. Here's to our healthcare heroes who never miss a beat. Medical Properties Trust, at the very heart of healthcare.
2/3 of drivers who died in car crashes chose to ignore this warning. Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Welcome back to Spartan Stadium. We are at halftime of the quarterfinal round playoff. 6A football here in the great state of Alabama. Mountain Brook leading, played Chalkville 14-7. And here's how we got there. Spartans received the opening kick. They got a good kickoff return out of Blake Pugh out to the 41. So that got things started off right. Gave us good field position, drove all the way down the field without so much as one pass throughout the drive. Just
Michael
ran
Brook
down
and
there.
Strother Gibbs show.
Yes, and it culminated with a Strother Gibbs 3-yard touchdown run to make it 7-0. That came with 8:48 to go in the first quarter, and here's what it looked like. The fake to Michael Brogan, and then easy, keep and score.
You saw
for Strother.
Jack Smith driving his guy all the way out there to where the
Braxton Wetzler.
Former cesspool used to be. Yeah, I tell you, in that block, and you saw Jack Smith was doing a great job. Braxton Wetzler, Ethan Shinara, and Strother Gibbs right there scored. It was his 60th career touchdown right there that he hit.
And then it wasn't until midway into the second quarter until Clay Chalkville answered. Osley, a 14-yard touchdown run, made it 7-7 with 7:43 to go in the second. And then we said it was a key part of the game to see if the Spartans then could answer them. And they did just that. Got the ball back. Another impressive long drive. This one did include a couple of passes along the way. And the score on that play, a 1-yard touchdown dive or push, maybe you'd call it.
Oh, yeah.
By Strother Gibbs.
Right, Will Grant, number 58 right there, just the preferred walk-on from Sanford right there. Look at Strother. He's across the goal line and holding the football up going, come on, guys. Show the touchdown signal. Look at Will Grant. You could just see how fired up he was on that.
Yeah, absolutely. That was impressive drive. That made it 14-7. Spartans with 2:13 to go in the second. Then the defense did their job as Clay got it back. They got the ball starting at their 35 after a illegal procedure penalty on the kick. So they got good field position to start at the 35. They had 2 minutes and 13 seconds to work with. And they had 2 timeouts, so the potential was there for Clay to be able to do something, but the defense just totally shut them down, forced them to punt. Spartans then ran out the clock And that's how we got to our 14-7 lead for Mountain Brook here at halftime.
Yeah, and we got Charles Branch on one side providing stats, and then G4, man, look at there's a replay of Sparty right there doing his perfect push-ups. But G4 is at home, and he's providing stats too. I'm loving it right now. And so he's showing us right now on the rushing. He shows Michael Brogan 11 carries, 46 yards. Strother Gibbs has 15 carries and 78 yards. Receiving, we've had 3 passes, one to Jake Thompson for 7 yards, one to Paulson Wright for 13 yards, and one to Sims Brown for 9 yards. On the tackles over there, you got a host of Spartans: Horn, Gunn, Wetzler, McMillan, Trent Wright. They're all in their 1, 2, 3 tackles. Hey, guess what, Lee? Right before half right now, we got Pinson Valley 21. Oxford scoring from first base 2. 21-2.
And our band is performing, so let's enjoy the rest of their halftime performance. Great job by the Mountain Brook Spartans marching band and the Dorians.
Yeah, Jason Smith, the director of the band, who just does a fantastic job. And the Dorians, let's mention Mary Holland Black, Lucy Clapp, Kate Cooper, Sophie Claire Dixon, Alex Goodman, Catherine Gilsher, Allison Johnson, Molly Keller, the senior of the group, Margaret Krasik, Emily Moore, Sarah Simon, Addison Went, Sarah Simmons, Allie Williams, Mary Sladen, Paula Mater, and Ann McKinley Walker. What a great job the Dorians have done here, and we really do appreciate all they do. And we want to wish Molly Keller well as the senior of this class, but guess what? We'll keep winning and we'll keep going. But we'll get to see the Dorians more and more. But what a great halftime show by the band and Jason Smith, the director of the bands.
And a great first half of football by the Spartans. They lead Clay Chalkville 14-7 here in the quarterfinal round of the 6A playoffs. Stay with us. We've got more coming your way after this timeout on the Mountain Brook Sports Net.
A lot can happen in a heartbeat. You can win, lose, stop, go, laugh, hope, and grow. You can hurt, hustle, smile, and heal. No matter what you do, put your whole heart into it. Here's to our healthcare heroes who never miss a beat. Medical Properties Trust, at the very heart of healthcare.
You go 24/7. Now, so do we. Introducing 24/7 scheduling. Available for most appointments at Andrews Sports Medicine. Call 205-939-3699 to overcome everything, including time.
2/3 of drivers who died in car crashes chose to ignore this warning. Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
My name is Lyle Kane. I'm an orthopedic surgeon specializing in sports medicine, and I work with the Andrews Sports Medicine Orthopedic Center. It's a really unique situation to be able to take care of Mountain Brook High School, where I played sports. I've known the administration, I know a lot of the coaches, and a lot of the kids that are playing there, their parents were friends of mine growing up. The second part of my fortunate practice situation is that I'm able to cover the University of Alabama sports programs, and I can see myself spending a lot of time down there even if I didn't have to work there.
Last year in America, there were over 3,000 fatalities related to texting and driving. I'm Jefferson County Constable Jonathan Barbie, and I'm here to remind you to put the phone down and drive safe, Jefferson County.
Well, you can see the teams coming back out onto the field as we are closing in on the second half of football here at Spartan Stadium. Mountain Brook leading 14-7 here at the break. George.
The Mountain Brook City Schools Foundation is excited to celebrate playoff season with you. In November, we have launched our Grandparents Club campaign chaired by Nina and Ken Botsford, Walker and Bill Jones, and Kate and Claude Nilsson. All grandparents of Mountain Brook students are invited to donate to the foundation as a way to support their grandchildren and other students, especially during the challenging time. This year, the foundation will be funding technology and teacher training projects to help meet the needs of our school system in response to COVID-19. Your tax-deductible donation as a part of the Grandparents Club will immediately impact the educational experience of your grandchild. Donations can be made online at mbgives.org. You see that right there in front of you, or by mailing a check to the foundation at 32 Vine Street, 35213. now more than ever is a time to work together for the good of Mountain Brook schools and our students. So give Rachel Weingartner, the executive director, a call, and we'd love for you to participate in our Grandparents Club campaign. What a great way to give that good Christmas gift. And I know lots of you grandparents from near and far are watching the broadcast, and what a great way to contribute to the school system that your grandkid is a part of. And we'd love for you to join us in making your gift to mbgives.org. I'm proud to serve on that board, and it really does great things for our school system.
Well, and just an abbreviated recap of the scoring to let you know how we got to this way. Strother Gibbs was the first touchdown for the Mountain Brook Spartans. It culminated the opening drive. Mountain Brook, a very impressive opening drive after getting the opening kickoff. And then the touchdown of Strother Gibbs, 3-yard touchdown run, made it 7-0. 8:48 to go in the first. Then Osley, a 14-yard touchdown run for Clay, tied it at 7 with 7:43 to go in the second. And then another very impressive drive by the Spartans. And the finishing play, a 1-yard touchdown drive, sort of a 1-yard touchdown push, as Strother Gibbs got it over with 2:13 left to go in the first half. And that got us to our halftime score, 14-7. Meanwhile, the defense did a great job of the first half. And George, I would say the first half went just about as good as the Spartans could hope for. Now we just got to do it again for another half.
So we'll be kicking off to Clay Chalkville, and we'll start out on defense. But you know, right now you're getting down to the top 8 teams in the state. So yes, we have done our part so far in this game. Exactly what we needed to do. And so right now we do have to come out here on defense, and I'm sure we have done a little technology chalk talk, and we'll have something designed. There was that one series that Clay Chalkville had us on our heels a little bit.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we did really well in the first half. But both teams just trying to control that line of scrimmage. I do have the official stats from Charles Branch. George has been providing stats from on location at home. But Charles came to me and gave me that Gibbs has 14 carries for 83 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Brogan has 11 carries for 56 yards, so that puts him 2 yards closer to the 1,000-yard mark. And then Gibbs is 3 for 3 for 27 yards passing. We did have the score of the Pinson Valley score and Oxford. It was 21-2 Pinson Valley, and I tell you, we keep getting score updates from Van Gladney, who is always a loyal watcher, but he's here in person watching because his daughter is a cheerleader. And I tell you, when you look at the cheerleaders down there, Elise Andrews, Mallory Baxley, Catherine Bradford, Hayes Brown, Bentley Carroll, Sarah Margaret Curry, Sarah Cushman, Claire Dennis, Camille Eblum, Ella Eblum, Caldwell Flake, Grace Gardner, Mary Dawson Gladney, Van's daughter, Mary Winston Hendry, Leela Horsley, Mary Carlisle Jones, Jessica Randolph, Carson Rogers, Olivia Rome, Caroline Savage, Emmeline Stewart, Kendall Watley, Lily Wright, and Ella Grace Perry. You see those cheerleaders providing the cheering. They were there last week cheering really loud, along with the student section that you see down there at Gardendale. It was fantastic. We got to keep supporting these Spartans.
Absolutely. And you know, George, you mentioned those running stats in the first half. Strother Gibbs, 14 carries for 83 yards. That's an average of about 6 yards per carry.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
strong.
That's strong.
And Michael Brogan, 11 carries for 56. That's an average of just over 5 yards per carry.
I tell you
when you got your 2 main ball carriers, both averaging over 5 yards, and the one at almost 6 yards per carry, that is strong against this Clay Chalkville team.
Yeah, that's when tomorrow you take you go and take your linemen out to get them the best big steak. You get Jack Smith, Wilder Hines, Miles Waldrop, and Will Grant, Charles Loss Lacey. Throw in Shannara, throw in Welsh, throw in Drew Elliott, throw in Braxton Wetzler. Go get those guys some meat for providing that for you.
That's right. Here we go. Spartans to kick it off to start the second half. Reed Harradine will put the foot to the leather, and we got the second half started. From the 7, they return it up the near hash, then cut it to the near sideline. The tackle made there, and a good tackle.
Mac McCowan, number 20 for the Spartans.
And how often does Mac McCowan make the tackle on kickoff returns?
Yeah, great job. And, Mac was in on that play last week with Gardendale. We went to that lineup, and we had Jones Beavers and Mac McCowan applying pressure. But look at that big hit right here.
Stopped him at the 31. 1st and 10 for Clay. Caleb Johnson, the quarterback, throws behind the line, and good job, James Nichols. Oh, did he stay in bounds and get more? Looks like he did.
Yeah.
I thought he was out of bounds.
Yeah, James applied the hit, but obviously the player stayed in bounds and got a good carry out of this. We said it before the game, both offense and defense, we've got to control the line of scrimmage. That's where it starts.
They wound up getting 8 out of that when it looked like they were only going to get about 3. They run it to Osley. He's got a first down. Rod Payne, Trent Wright, Rob Gunn all involved in the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Johnson in the pistol. And he gives it to Osley, who's tackled right at the line of scrimmage.
Matt Holloway, number 17, coming in like a missile again to apply the hit for the Spartans. Play failed the game. Watch Matt just read this one perfect. He sniffs it out and boom. He's ready to hit it.
That's good. Good linebacker play there. Stuffed him for no gain. 2nd down and 10.
From the 47-yard line.
And play action pass. It's complete. Spartan defense is there. Got to wrap him up though. They wind up gaining 6 yards on the play. Another play where it looked like we were going to get him stopped for just a couple, and they wind up getting 6.
Yeah, it's an athletic team we're playing. You see Trent Wright get out there, number 33, and win horn, break down, and that they're the first ones out there, and then a host of Spartans come and help make the tackle.
Yeah, actually where they mark it, they only got 5. 3rd and 5.
They like to isolate on the corner.
Quarterback just takes the snap and runs.
He's going to come up a yard short.
Yep, a little bit short of the first down. I would suspect that Clay will go for it. They put the ball down at the 44. 43 is where they have to get to get a first down.
They bring in their big package, and once again, number 60, Josh May, coming in for the Cougars on the left side.
Oh, no! That's going to stop them. They stumbled on the handoff, and the Spartans were there defensively.
Yeah, a lot of times you got to have a little luck on your side, and that was one of the plays that went good for the Spartans. The quarterback and running back are going to Osley, and you see it right here, just running backs thinking it's a different play.
We were getting penetration, though. Matt Holloway was coming in. That may have had something to do with them messing it up.
It was almost like a different read, like the running back was reading the pressure that was coming and knew where he needed to get to.
That's big. Turns it over on downs. Gives it to Mountain Brook in good field position. Very good at their 45. Service first down. And it is Strother Gibbs keeping it. And Strother Gibbs going for 9 yards.
Once again, Strother.
Last second, George.
Yeah, patient. I tell you what.
Even as I'm calling it, I've got to wait and see who they start chasing before I know who's got the ball.
You know where he learned those patience from? He learned that in standing in a grocery line, and Hallie, his mom, looking at him going, practice your patience, when he was waiting in a long line.
9-yard pickup for Strother Gibbs. 2nd and 1. It is Michael Brogan time. He's got a first down right up the middle and almost busted it all the way. He'll get all the way to the 30.
Big number 32, Michael Brogan, going over 1,000 yards for the year right there with that carry.
Got 16 on that play.
Look at the blocking up front. You see it happen in the seal blocks and the hits and the pancakes all going on right there up front.
Wow, you're right, George. There was some major blocking going on in that play.
It's awesome.
Service first down at the 20, at the 30, pardon me. And Strother keeps again at the last second, and he'll get another chunk, about 3 yards this time.
You know, and guess what? Let's get 3 yards, 3.5 yards every carry. That'll get us a first down. Once again, the Spartans are starting off the second half like they finished the first half. Keep it on the ground, running.
See, I just don't think we got a real good spot again. They only gave him 2. I gave him 3. They gave him 2. Unfortunately, their opinion weighs much more heavily than mine. Second down and 8. And Strother keeps again, and he's got good yardage over the left side.
Look at that push!
Pushing. That extra push might have gotten the Mountain Brook first down.
It looked like number 73, Miles Waldrop. He wasn't finished with that play. Pushing old Strother in for a first down. Of course, Strother kept turning his feet. Look at this right here. Watch 73.
Yeah.
I mean, Strother's turning with his own legs and moving, and then Miles comes over and gets a little extra push.
And that extra effort did get the Mountain Brook first down. Service first down, just inside the 20. Straight give, left side. That's going to be a Mountain Brook touchdown.
Walking in that end zone, Mr. Brogan.
Michael Brogan scores pending a penalty flag. And the flag is right at the point of attack, so it's coming back.
Those penalties will haunt you. Let's see what we got right here. I really can't see where. Maybe we saw it again.
Wow.
There's nothing that.
There was nothing glaringly obvious.
Let's see right here. Again, they're going to call it right.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah. I saw what they called.
Yeah.
I guess it's correct.
From the 24-yard line.
First and 15 for the Spartans back at the 24. And Strother trying to get away. He does. Gets inside the 20. And they'll mark him at the 20.
I tell you, what a run by Michael Brogan on that last play. And get it in the end zone, but he gets called back for holding. Right here, you see the pressure coming, and Strother wisely just tucks it and runs and brings up 2nd and 10.
And the ball was clearly beyond the 20-yard line when he went down. And the spot is right on the 20.
Will Tomlin, number 72. William Tomlin is in on the ball game, in for Jack Smith.
Second down and 10. Strother again. He'll get just a couple this time.
Gibbs at right guard.
He's going to make it 3rd and long. Only got a yard actually after they.
They made 1 yard.
I'll give them this much. They've been consistent.
They have definitely been consistent.
They've been marking it shorter than I think all night long.
Yeah, I don't see the signal for consistency in the referee chart.
I'll give them that. They've been consistent. 3rd down and 9. Big play here. And let's see.
Looks like Spartan's going to call timeout.
Yep, Spartans burned their first timeout of the second half with a 14-7 lead with 5:08 to go in the third. George.
We really do appreciate our sponsors, Thomas E. Jernigan Foundation, Tom Jernigan, and what he does for our broadcast, Medical Properties Trust, Inc., Ed Aldag, Andrew Sports Medicine, Orthopedic, Lyle Kane, Corey Reagan, Charlie Reagan, Service First Bank, Tom Rodden. We really do appreciate your friendship and what you do for this broadcast, and really do appreciate that. And our good friends of the program, White Stag Production, Clay Yeager, what he does, and then of course the Barba Media Group. And you got Jonathan and Jason and Joel and Joanne and Jackson and Jimmy and John and any more J's? Julio.
It's uncanny. Everybody with the Barbie Media Group, all their names begin with J.
And St. Luke's Episcopal Church, hey, I tell you what, really do appreciate the good friend. St. Luke's Episcopal Church, I tell you, go to see our new website at spell out Saint dash, just put a dash Lukes.com, LUKES.com. Go to our new website and you will see all our ministries and youth ministry, children's ministry, adult ministries. Oh, and go find our kitchen where we got our curbside pickup with great old Jimmy's.
What's Jimmy cooking?
Well, this week we're actually going to be doing on Tuesday. It's going to be casserole sales. So it's actually getting ready for the broccoli casseroles and the squash casseroles and the cornbread dressings and macaroni and cheese and the green beans.
Stuff.
So go to our kitchen website.
Stick to your ribs type stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, so good fixings for Thanksgiving.
All right. 3rd down and 10 out of the timeout. Straight run to Michael Brogan. He'll get a yard and then get pushed back.
Brogan is left tackle.
It's going to bring up a 4th down, and here comes Reed Harradine. Paulson right. Onto the field. You see number 79, Rudy Harrison, coming in to provide some the blocking up front. Rudy.
This is not an easy field goal attempt. It's going to be.
And Braxton Wetzler providing the snap.
It's going to be 36-yarder, and it's from the near hash. Reed Harradine. The kick is no good. Had enough, but it was wide right.
So right now, coming out of the halftime, it's Pinson Valley 24, Oxford 2. Van Gladney once again, and William Grooms helping provide updates on that game for us. Really do appreciate Van here watching his daughter cheer, Mary Dawson Gladney.
All right, Clay takes over at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Mountain Brook back on defense. And bringing a blitz. And Johnson throws. It's complete. And it turns into a big gainer. That's Osley catching the pass, and he gets all the way to the 41. Almost had him for a loss, and they wind up gaining 21 yards out of it.
You see why Osley's got over 1,000 yards rushing. He's got the moves. He's got the power. Big play by the Cougars.
1st and 10 at the 41. Handoff to Osley. And he'll be stopped.
You see a host of Spartans that time, McKimmon and Brock Payne and Trent Wright and Holloway, all of them around the football making the tackle.
Got it just beyond the 45-yard line. 2nd down and 6 coming up. 3:38, 37, 36, clock moving. 3rd quarter, Spartans leading by 7. Back to pass, Johnson throws, and it is complete. Boy, he had a man open that time, and he threw a bullet and hit him.
And Caleb Johnson right there showing what he can do with his arm, and this is what Clay Chalkville can do. Get their passing game working, get the ball, and get the chains moving.
And that's the first time tonight he has found Jordan McCants at the other end of the pass. 1st and 10. It is back to the ground game, and Osley, and he's got another chunk. He's got about 6 on the 1st down play.
You see getting up from the bottom of the pile, number 33, Trent Wright. making the tackle, but once again, you get the passing game going, it starts opening up that running game, and Chalkville's got Mountain Brook on its heels right now with 2:46 to go here in the third quarter.
Second down and 5. Straight run by the quarterback Johnson. He'll get 4 to the 25-yard line.
Gain of 4 on the play.
I tell you, that offensive line, Kyrell Wiggins, number 50, and Isaiah Williams, number 58. You see those guys time after time applying big blocks, the center and the guard.
Big number 70.
Yeah, 72.
Frederick Samuel listed at 6'3", 300.
Yeah, doing a great job getting the push right now on the Spartans.
3rd and 1. And that offensive line got a push on that play as well. And Clay gets a first down.
John McMillan, number 44, making the tackle for the Spartans, but Chuck Clay Chalkville getting a first down.
58, you mentioned, 5'10", 245. He looks like more of a man than that.
And we got
not that that's small.
And he might be injured right now on this play.
Is that 58?
58. So you'll see. No, 50 is not 58. I'm not sure. Maybe it's 55.
Yeah, saw 50 there. See what he's listed at. 5'10", 270.
So I tell you, you know, we talk about, you know, all our sponsors, but you know who else we can't do this game with all of those that are watching at home. And
That's
I know
right.
Cheering up loudly up the street is the Peterson family. Matt Peterson and Becky and Kate Caroline, they got family in from Kentucky and Tampa. They're of course social distancing. You know, they're going to make sure they're going to follow all CDC guidelines and everything, but they're watching this game live and having Thanksgiving a weekend a little early. So we really do appreciate them watching, and we love getting the interaction from texts from all the folks that are watching. Go Spartans. Save me a turkey leg.
Injured player was Alonte Altman, listed at 6 feet and 250. He comes off.
Oh, we got movement. Let's see what we got. Yeah, movement on. That's going to push them back. We needed that.
Yeah, that'll make it 1st and 15. 1:37 to play in the third quarter. Mountain Brook leading 14-7. Yeah, you saw the movement on the right end of the line there.
Oh, another one.
And they did it again.
Yes.
And
Mr. Official loving the staying alive motion.
Honestly, their running back then got up and yelled at one of his offensive linemen that moved. It's 1st and 20 now. High snap, but Johnson hauls it in, and the Spartans haul him in and push him out of bounds after little or no gain. Blake Pugh making the play.
Big Blake Pugh not being fooled at all. There they were. They put McCants in motion, seeing if that's going to catch as a decoy, but man, that don't fool Blake. And Matt Holloway's ready to apply the hit if Blake doesn't get it.
Blake got it.
He's up 2nd and 19 from the 28-yard line.
They gained a yard. 2nd and 19. Ball's at the 28-yard line of Mountain Brook. Big play here. We got to get them in 3rd and long. Johnson fakes the handoff, and he throws a pass. It's complete. Tackled immediately at the 18 by Blake Pugh and Brock Payne. And it will be still 3rd and long. Looks like it'll be 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Blake Pugh and Brock Payne doing a great job on the coverage that time. And you know, the quarterback dropped back and he set his eyes on one player, and that was McCants. He locked in on him, and that's where he was going to throw it. Sooner or later, locking those eyes in, hopefully we'll read that and pick one off. take it the other way.
3rd and 9 at the 19. And Johnson throws.
Right here.
That's going to be picked. Oh! Opportunity to pick one off right there, George.
I tell you what, the quarterback is zoning in and locking in on who he wants to throw to every time. And right here he was again doing it. Brock Payne right there reading it. He knows where he's wanting to throw it.
Oh, it was well over Brock's head, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
When I saw it the first time with my eyeballs, when it was way on the other side of the field, I thought it was closer to being a pick there.
So
okay, 4th and 9. They're going to set up for a field goal attempt. It'll be a 35-yard field goal attempt from the near hash.
Oh, good kick.
And it is good.
Yeah.
It's at 47 with a nice looking field goal there for Clay Chalkville.
24 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
And that is
Mountain Brook 14.
Jaron Van Winkle,
Chalkville 10.
a senior kicker.
Well, he wasn't asleep on that kick. He kicked that one well down 459.
I think if you got to see the Clay roster, no numbers, nothing else, just the names.
Yeah.
And you see Jaron Van Winkle, I'm guessing kicker right off the bat.
I'm going to tell you, and a good kicker.
Yeah.
A good kicker at that. Yeah, I would guess that too.
And he was very good kicker. 35-yard field goal.
Well, I'll tell you what, it shows both sides do have a kicking game if this game comes down to it. That was a strong leg that Mr. Van Winkle showed for
But
Chalkville.
big by the Mountain Brook defense to at least hold him to just a field goal instead of a touchdown. Spartans still in the lead by 4.
Give the assist to penalties.
Right.
Another short kick to Vaughn Frost.
And the Spartans will get good field position out of it at about the 35.
Vaughn doing a great job being, protecting the ball and getting the ball up to about the 35-yard line. Heads up play. So here comes the offense.
From the 36-yard line.
The Spartans, what we had said from the beginning, just wanting to control the line of scrimmage, control the clock, and play that field position, and draw the defensive end, and at some point maybe create a big play for us to catch one downfield.
And it's a straight run to Michael Brogan, and Michael will get about 3 or 4 depending on the mark.
We're going to mark him with a scattered, smothered, and covered 3 from Waffle House. Mark from the ref.
And that's going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter. We've completed 3 of 4 with our score. Mountain Brook 14, Clay Chalkville 10. Stay with us. Quarter number 4 of the quarterfinals is coming up on the Mountain Brook Sports Network.
Last year, over 3,000 fatalities.
You go 24/7. Now, so do we. Introducing 24/7 scheduling. Available for most appointments at Andrews Sports Medicine. Call 205-939-3699 to overcome everything, including time.
2/3 of drivers who died in car crashes chose to ignore this warning. Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Oh, they got it going on. They got it going on, baby.
I need names. I need names now. They are providing the show, the drummers. One of the big drummer went down, and they had to revive it to play that drum.
And he got back up and started going crazy. Oh, yes. We were entertained. and still are being entertained. Now, back to the football game. First play of the fourth quarter. Strother Gibbs keeps short gain this time, only to the 40. Spartans are going to be looking at 3rd down and 6 coming up.
All righty, 3rd down and 6 and a half. There it is, 6. There you go. Spartans need to get this first down and keep the ball and keep that clock moving.
Strother Gibbs looks to throw, and it is
look at that
complete right at the first down marker. Move the chains. Jake Thompson.
I tell you, Coach Kelly and Coach Matt Scott drawing up the perfect play right there, the pass play. Matt Scott on the, you see right here, Jake, just get to the first down marker. And you see a crossing pattern right there, and there
and you
go.
saw Strother release the pass before Jake had turned around. That is just great execution.
That's a quarterback that's been playing in this system for 4 years.
Well done by the receiver as well, Jake Thompson. Service first down at the 47-yard line of Mountain Brook. And Michael Brogan breaks a tackle. He had to do that just to get back close to the line of scrimmage. He at least avoided the loss by doing that.
I tell you what, you saw in that previous pass play, the crossing route, and I tell you that when you see those 3 guys and they're all crossing, and it provides that little bit of an opening for us. That the Cougars just we were open. That kind of passing game will work against this defense.
They moved it back about a half yard, of course, so it's 2nd down and 10.5. Strother got to get rid of it. Oh,
look at Strother.
He ducked away and escaped, but he can't escape a second time.
Oh, hey, there's a flag right there.
Be a flag right there.
That's going to be
every guy who's got a flag just threw it. That is ridiculous.
And look at Coach Gilmer. He knows exactly what just happened. Not a very wise play. The whistle has blown. And that is what you call probably a little bit of a frustration tackle of what Strother's been able to do against them.
Well, and that's huge, George, because they were ready to – we were going to be looking at 3rd down and 15 or 16. Instead, we're going to get 15 yards and an automatic first down.
Automatic first down, and I tell you, when you get to the quarterfinals, those kind of plays, you can't do them. You can't do it any time in the season, but right now, those are do-or-die kind of decisions that you can't make.
Well, I'm
glad he did.
I thought it was an automatic first down. Apparently not. It's gonna be 3rd and 1. So pardon me. And the Spartans are going to lose yardage. And we got a flag over on the sideline. Something went on, and the Clay Chalkville player is clapping on his way back to the huddle. I think he did something to sort of tease our guy into doing something. And I don't know what.
Let's check up here, up
top
high.
of the screen.
Oh, it's one of those. You cannot call that.
You can't pick one or the other.
No,
you can't pick one or the other.
You can see what he's trying to do. That is a terrible call. Okay, he's
but they're calling offsetting.
Offsetting. Okay,
that's the only thing you can call in that situation.
And Clay Chalkville was provoking that.
Yeah, he was trying to do that.
Yeah.
So the play stands. It's going to be 4th down and 3 after the loss of 2 at the Clay Chalkville 46-yard line.
Well,
wow.
Now it's time, guys, that Brotherhood don't fall for all this after the ball hits and everything. Take it on the line right now. Let's drive them back and get this first down.
And and the Spartans are going to take a timeout. Boy, this is such a crucial situation right here. 4th and 3. You're not close enough, obviously, to kick a field goal. And 3 is not. It's not 3 inches.
No.
It's 3 yards.
No.
That's not easy, especially the way they've been stopping us better here lately. This is tough.
Yeah, 9:19 to go here in the 4th quarter. We're up 14-10. One score ball game. You would want to, early in the ball game, we wanted, you're thinking, we wanted to pin them deep, and that's the choice we made. We bobbled the snap, ended up not getting that punt we needed. They take it and drive for the 7-point drive they have. So here we are now with this 4th and 3. It's a strong call. Now, I will say this. One thing that this timeout allows the Spartans to really design the play they want to run on this 4th down. But what it does is probably cool some heads down.
Well,
mine being one of them, because what we were seeing there earlier was that kind of play that you don't like to see.
I think you might see them try some shifting too to see if they can draw Clay Chalkville off sides and get it that way.
Yeah, you never know what number 12 is coming out of that huddle either.
Good point. Spartans.
But I think you're right, Lou, with the shift.
Spartans lining up as if to go for it.
There it is. There it is. There you go, Mr. Lee. Good call.
They did the deal where they send them all off. They were going to bring on the punting unit, but they don't have to because they drew Clay Chalkville offside.
And Coach Gilmer.
Well, wait a second. Officials are talking about it.
And Coach Gilmer over on the sideline, real upset. There's nothing but you call offsides on them. I mean,
and that is the call.
I mean, there's no discussion.
First down.
The only discussion you have is who's going to say service first down there.
Way to go. Great job. Mountain Brook coaches come up with another great job. Super execution by the guys. They did that deal where they all ran off. They would bring the punting unit on if it didn't draw Clay off sides. It did draw them off, so they get the free first down. And it is Brogan. Not much. Boy, Clay is just doing a much better job of stopping the run here lately.
Play made 1 yard.
And every play, you're getting a little bit of the extra business going on. And our guys, we just got to be smart and keep playing till the whistle, and then get back in line on the line and go to the next play.
8:50 to play in the 4th quarter. Spartans lead by 4 here in the quarterfinal round playoff game with Clay Chalkville. Winner gets to the Final Four of 6A. 2nd down and 9. Brogan.
Oh,
right side.
Oh,
he went down.
And we got another
late flag.
And another flag.
Wow.
Oh, guys, come on. You see the heated battle we got going on here. You're going to see one right there. There's one on us. A flag going beyond the whistle. Not quite sure what the first flag was. The one in the middle was us. Oh, face mask. Okay. And then we're going to have probably a personal foul on. Well, are they going to both be on the face mask?
I'd be in favor of that.
I'm going to be very much in favor. I thought they were going to get us for one
now
of those.
They call the personal foul on Clay.
On Clay.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
So they walk up both penalties on the Cougars.
Wow.
I like that even better, George.
No, I do. I mean, I was sitting there trying to find where they were on us, what they were about to call, and no, I'm thankful that they called it on Clay Chalkville.
That moves it all the way down to the 16-yard line, and it's a service first down.
Penalties are chewing up Clay Chalkville.
Boy, this is huge. If the Spartans can knock it in and get a touchdown here, it would be huge. It is Brogan. Michael Brogan down to the 7. Almost got it all the way in. Last Cougar back there got it.
I thought we were about to say touchdown, Spartans.
I did too.
Look at the blocking up front. Starts in the middle. Big Will Grant, you see Charles Lawson Lacey, Wilder, Hines, you see Miles Waldrop, Jack Smith.
Not much on that play. Braxton Wexler back in there wearing number 98 and helping out blocking. If you've joined us late, he wears his usual 57 on the defensive line, and then not every series, but many of the offensive series he's been wearing 98 on offense and blocking there as well. Strother gives, and he cuts it back toward the middle, and Strother still fighting, and he's down to the 2.
I tell you what, Shannara's kicking out, and see Wetzler was making a block, and man, every play.
Play 5 yards.
See,
brings up 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line.
You just see Strother just keep turning those legs and keep it moving.
And
3rd and 1.
Yeah, he almost got to the 1. 3rd and goal from just outside the 1-yard line. Strother gives it to Michael Brogan. Touchdown, Spartans!
That's a touchdown for Mr. Michael Brogan. Taking it on in there. And I tell you right now, on the defensive series and on this offensive series, Clay Chalkville being eaten up by, look at the blocking. Great job.
Everybody. I was going to start mentioning names, but you can just mention everybody.
Everybody, the host of Spartans. But I'm going to tell you right now, the last 2 drives, what's eating up Clay Chalkville, like Pac-Man, are penalties.
Oh, yes.
And they're assisting
Big
the Spartans,
ones.
and Spartans
Big
taking control of it.
They lost their poise.
Yeah, they really did.
And the Spartans did not.
They did not. That's Spartan law. Don't lose your poise.
Extra point. We're going to have to try it again because false start on the Spartans. Well, to go up 2 scores now for Mountain Brook, this is absolutely huge.
Get you a little confetti right there.
It's blowing all the way up here into the booth. We got to try the kick again. Oh, and they jumped, I think. That's going to put it back where it was, I think. That is the call.
Offsides, Clay Chalkville.
And this time the kick is up, and the kick by Reed Harradine is good. And the Spartans have taken a 21-10 lead with 6:48 to play in the 4th.
Yeah, I tell you what a great job. I mean, you really sit back and you look at the defense series before, the Spartans were assisted by 2 penalties that back-to-back that helped the Spartans. Then you come out on this series right here, it's looking like Spartans are going to have to end up punting. It's I forgot what it was, 3rd down and 16 yards or whatever it was. A personal foul penalty, just a dumb penalty.
Then it's 4th down and 3, and we get them with the shift offsides to get the 1st down.
Yeah,
that was beautiful.
And then more personal foul penalties. Here we go, 21 push-ups. We'll call those push-ups.
Wow.
Hey,
Spartans up 21-10, George.
With 6:48 to go here in the 4th quarter, and what a kick by Reed Harradine.
Oh, that's a perfect kick there. Angled toward the corner, but it goes into the end zone instead of out of bounds in front of the pylon. That is a perfect kick by Reed Harradine. They will have to start from the 20.
Clay Chalkville takes over 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
All right, Spartans got to play defense now, but it's so big to get up by 2 scores. Gives you a little bit of breathing room. Caleb Johnson, the quarterback. Pass is complete. That's a different quarterback, I believe.
No, it's the same.
Same one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's Caleb Johnson, number 2.
And he threw a pass to Antonio Miles.
He's got those blue shoes.
Yeah, you're right.
Still 24-2, Pinson Valley over Oxford in the third, end of the third.
3rd and 10 from the 30-yard line.
That's a first down for Clay Chalkville. Right at the 30. Got exactly 10 yards on that play. And Johnson will throw over the middle. Hard hit after the catch, but a gain of 8 for Clay.
Hey, John McMillan, number 44, applying that big hit to keep him from getting a first down to bring up 3rd and 1. With 6:27 to go here in the 4th quarter.
Brings up 2nd and 1 from the 39-yard line.
And the Cougars moving quickly, as you might expect in this situation. They throw out there in the flat. Spartans are there defensively, and they stop him short of the first down.
Trent Wright out there.
Play failed the gain.
Failed the gain. Spartans hanging tough. Watch the defense right here. See Windhorn get out there. Great job that time by John McMillan, too, to keep the outside contained. A lot blind. Trent Wright over there to apply the hit.
3rd and 1 from the 39-yard line.
3rd down and 1. And Johnson will run.
Oh, do we? Oh, there
yeah, he got it. Oh, fumble, but play was over.
Okay.
Play was over. And they are going to give him with the mark. They are going to give him the first down.
So Clay Chalkville here with 5:32 will have a first down. Clock stops momentarily. We'll start running here.
Now look at where he got and look at where they marked that. That's the first time all night that the mark has gone in a positive way. And it went by a full freaking yard.
Clay Chalkville has 3 timeouts. 5:23 going here in the 4th quarter.
Johnson back to pass.
He wants to go deep.
Throwing deep. Too deep.
The only one going to catch that is the drone flying overhead. That ball was way too deep.
By a mile. I could tell halfway into its flight that it wasn't going to work out well for him.
No, that looked like a pass punt competition. You were trying to see how far you wanted to throw it.
Yeah, he's got a great arm.
He got a great arm.
No doubt about that.
And had a receiver with a step.
2nd and 10. 5:13 to play in the 4th. Spartans lead 21-10. Johnson finds a man open in the flat. That's Osley. He'll get tackled at the 49.
And you'll see John McMillan making the first trip, and then Gunn and Trent Wright and Wetzler in on the tackle.
8-yard pickup on the play. 3rd down and 2.
Tackle made by Braxton Wetzler.
To the run game to get the first down, and they got it.
What I like about this, Spartans up 21-10, 4:39 to go. Yes, Clay Chalkville has 3 timeouts, but they're using lots and lots of the clock.
Yep. Spartans leading by 11. Clock moving. Approaching the 4.5-minute mark here in the 4th.
4th straight year Clay Chalkville's been in the quarterfinal.
1st and 10 at the Mountain Brook 48. Here comes the rush. Johnson steps up, gets rid of it, out of bounds, incomplete, stops the clock.
Great job that time by the Spartans. Matt Holloway, John McMillan, all applying the pressure. Quarterback wisely just has to get it out of bounds. Watch the pressure coming. Look at these guys. You see Matt Holloway, John McMillan chasing down McKimmon.
And a good job by those guys not making a hit after.
After he throws it, and of course Blake Pugh applying the great coverage.
Yeah, great coverage by Blake. Johnson had no chance but to throw it away. He's back to pass again. Throwing the deep ball again. This time it's well covered.
Oh,
and it's picked off. It's picked off by Blake Pugh. Another pick for Blake Pugh, and the Spartans will take over possession of the football.
Blake Pugh coming up with his 5th interception on the year, but look at this right here. Both Brock Payne and Pugh are right there, and Pugh just making a perfect play on the ball, going up to the highest point and catching it. His momentum took him in the end zone. The referees are going to talk. They'll probably bring it out around the 3.
Brook takes over 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
Oh, they're going to say 20. Well, they got it on the 20. So
they got it on the 20. I'm not sure. They may.
I saw one referee keeping his foot on the 3 and threw his mark down. I think they're talking about it right now.
Yeah,
and that's where they're going to bring
it back.
Yeah.
They're going to move it back.
Yeah, he had his momentum.
He caught it outside of the end zone. His momentum carried it in.
Yep. And that's where you see the official sideline judge over there has his foot on the 3. Not because it's his favorite number, but that's where the ball is going to be moved.
Brook will take over 1st and 10 from the 3-yard line.
And I think that's probably the right call.
Yeah, it was. I think it was the right call too.
I don't care for it, but I think it was the right call.
So 4:11 to go here in the 4th quarter. Spartans up 21-10. Big play by Blake Pugh. Now we just got to keep the ball moving.
Yeah, just ball security is the main thing right now. They give to Michael Brogan. Oh boy, he was ready to get through there and go. And they got him and brought him down at the 5.
Play made 2 yards.
Watch how close this was to Boston for a big one. He gets through and, oh, that guy got him. Good play by 34. D'Angelo Barber. 2nd down and 8. Spartans, Strother Gibbs letting that play clock run down each time before he calls for the snap. And he'll give it to Brogan, left side. That's going to make it 3rd and short. Another nice chunk of yardage picked up by Michael out to the 11.
Once again, that offensive line and Mr. Welsh and Shannara and all the guys, Wetzler, getting their lunch pails out and going to work. See Wetzler getting pulled down.
Big play right here. 3rd and 2. If they can get another set of downs, get a 1st down here, that would allow them to use up more and more clock.
Clock down to 2:57. 4th quarter.
Gonna drain the clock down before we snap it again. Play clock at 3, 2 when we snap it. And Strother trying to get it.
Oh, look at Strother.
Ooh.
Almost breaking free. No, he's going to be about a yard.
He's going to be a little short.
Yeah, about a yard or 2 short. So Clay Chalkville will take a timeout, their first timeout of the 2nd half, to stop the clock with 2:38.
At least, though, George, we got to run 3 plays with the clock moving and got some space. So now, at least we're not punting out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that was definitely key. And once again, with the Spartans and what we did the last time on the punt team gets out there too and has shifts and things doing. That last shift was with our offense out there. So I would not be surprised to see any of that kind of stuff going on. But you're exactly right. Here we are, 2:38 to go. It's 21-10 Spartans. 4th and 1. Spartans are going to punt. Right now, across the way, we got Pinson Valley and Oxford playing right now. Pinson Valley 24-2. Some people are going to call that an upset. I'm going to tell you right now, Pinson Valley, I feel like is one of the best teams in the state.
Yeah.
And they've lost to Ramsey, and I'm trying to think who else.
Well, they obviously have not given up any points by the Oxford offense.
They lost to Ramsey, and they've lost to Trussville. So a 7-2, 7A kind of teams, and Pinson Valley won the region. So, of course, we got 2:38 left for the Spartans to claim this victory.
But Ramsey 47, Russellville 7.
This has been a blackout night here at home. Tell you what, big play right here. Here comes the special teams, Reed Harradine. You know, the one other time we punted tonight, we mishandled the snap. We got to handle the snap on this one.
Reed standing about 3 yards back into the end zone for the snap. He's got it. Gets it away.
Oh,
it's a good punt.
boom.
Very good punt. Fair catch
Boom.
called for and made at the 50. That's clutch by Reed Haredine to come through with an excellent punt right there.
And I tell you right now, Coach Stern's all excited on the special teams right there. That's what you needed from your punter. And a good snap by number 53, Mr. Wyatt Brooks, to get it started. Gets Reed punting it. Now it's played. Look at the snap right there. And Reed just kicking it. Yeah.
That's a boot. Almost a 40-yarder with no return. Now Johnson to throw. He completes it to Osley, and the Spartans ham him in immediately after a gain of only 3.
Yeah, great job by Blake Pugh and John McMillan. They break down. They don't watch all the shift and the moves. They just make the tackle. They don't fall for all the fakey stuff.
Inbounds, clock continues to move.
See,
approaching the 2-minute mark.
The bounty hunters off the field, and now we got our speedsters in here.
Johnson back to pass, now steps up, he'll run. And he'll stay in bounds. That'll keep the clock moving again. He is tackled after picking up a first down. Took a pretty hard hit at the end of that play as well.
And here come the bounty hunters back on the field. Number 57, Gunn, Wetzler, McKimmon, and then Win Horn. They're ready to track down the next Chalkville player.
First and 10 for the Cougars. Johnson has the ball. Back to pass, looking, throwing deep and out of bounds. Throws it away to stop the clock. Good coverage over there by Brock Payne and Blake Pugh. He had to throw it away. 1:38 left with the clock stopped. Mountain Brook up by 11.
Chalkville has 2 timeouts. Spartans have 1 timeout. It brings up the 2nd down and 10, and ball on 33-yard line. I'm liking the Spartans' chances right now, Lee.
I am too, George. Liking them a lot. 2nd and 10. Johnson back to pass again. And he throws it away again. If he had tried to throw it to his receiver there, that would have been a pick 6 for Blake Pugh. So he got rid of it.
Well, the last 2 pass plays, the fan in the stands is going to walk home with a souvenir. 3rd down.
Cougars' offensive linemen were very close to holding on that play as well.
So you see, look at the Spartans right now. You see in the ball game, number 90, Ray Doster, and number 31, Preston Horsley on the defensive line.
3rd and 10. Johnson in trouble. And now he'll run. And we tackle him in bounds. Keep that clock moving. Johnson should have headed for the boundary.
Yeah,
Blake Pugh brought him down. 1-on-1 tackle inbounds.
Yeah, that junior quarterback's going to want to, when he sees that on film, he's going to realize he's got to get it out of bounds to save a timeout from having to be called.
And a good job by Blake Pugh to make the 1-on-1 tackle and keep him in bounds. Good job, Blake. Ooh. He had a guy land on him knee first.
Ow.
Timeout taken by Clay, so they're down to 1 timeout left now. They had to burn the timeout because Johnson didn't head for the sideline.
Yeah, that's one of those.
And he had an opportunity to there.
I tell you what, when coaches get in the film room, there'll be a lot of those kind of talks of the penalties and some of the things that not getting out of bounds that you'll sit back and go, we've just done this and we've just done that. Those are those kind of plays when you get to the quarterfinals, to get to the semifinals, you can't make those kind of mistakes.
Just 1:16 left in the 4th quarter. Mountain Brook up by 11. And it's going to be a 4th down play for Clay Chalkville. 4th down and 4. So if they don't get a first down here, at least ball game, you know? Two receivers to either side. Johnson back to pass, and he throws incomplete. That'll turn it over on downs to Mountain Brook, and the Spartans are in business.
Call up Pinson Valley, invite them to Spartan Stadium, and let's go to the semifinals. With a minute 12 going, let's get this clock down. And the Brotherhood's going to the semifinals.
Absolutely, because they've got one timeout left. That's all. They can only stop at one time. Spartans can just take a couple of knees and get the W. All we got to do is execute a snap a couple of times, take a knee, and we're in the Final Four, George.
So darn proud of this team.
Really. Right there with you. James Nichols back there in the deep position as a safety valve. There's the snap and the knee. And Clay burns their final timeout, I do believe.
I tell you what, Lee, you talk about a season where, nobody knew what the season was going to bring.
No.
We didn't even know if we were going to get one game off.
Right.
Beginning of the year, we got games being canceled. We're trying to call up other teams and, just trying to put together a few games just to give these guys some hope and these seniors and just give them some last little hope. And lo and behold, here we are. We've had a complete football season. Minute 7 left. We're up 21-10 in the quarterfinals. And this team is about to go to the semifinals. And it's just darn amazing to me, the brotherhood of this team and what they have stood for and the leadership and golly, come out here and beat a good Clay Chalkville team. And last time I was officially at the semifinals was my senior year, 1984. And that game didn't end up the way we wanted it to end up, and I always promised myself, well, I'm going to get back to another semifinals, and it's going to go our way. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to go get it done next week in Pinson Valley and get ourselves into the state championship.
It will not be easy, but so glad that we're there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It will not be easy, but I'd rather be there with a tough task than to not be there. One more knee should do it. There it is. Actually, we're going to have to do it one more time because that timeout meant that very little time went off the clock last time, but they're out of timeouts now. So the clock will wind down. We'll let the play clock wind down as far as we can before we snap it again for third down. And then I don't believe we'll have to run a play on fourth down. That should do it. Uh-oh, what do we got here?
They're trying to hit the ball. That's going to be a flag on Clay Chalkville. They were trying to knock the ball down before it got snapped. They touched it before it was snapped. You see the brothers all out there, the offensive guys hugging each other. Excited. 28 seconds, Lee. 21-10.
And we're fantastic.
We're dialing up Pinson Valley, saying, inviting them to come on down. Be the next contestant on the Spartan.
There it is.
Schedule.
That's going to do it. The Mountain Brook Spartans are going to the semifinals after a 21-10 victory tonight over Clay Chalkville in the quarterfinal round. Gets them there.
Lee, no retreat, no surrender. That is a Spartan law. No one is taller than the last man standing.
Spartans Spartans are in the Final Four of 6A. Wow.
I tell you what, this team and the leadership that is shown, Strother Gibbs, Braxton Wexler, you look at all those guys, your performance captains tonight, Ethan Shinar, Windhorn, Brock Payne, Matt Holloway. Nothing will stand in the way of the brotherhood. The brotherhood is sticking together. They're remaining strong. They got their shields up, defending each other, and there's no surrender in these guys. None.
Well, this was pretty doggone impressive, George. Very impressive by the Spartans. This is an excellent Clay Chalkville team. They did lose their poise a little bit here late in the game with some penalties that cost them dearly. But the Spartans played an excellent game. They deserved to win this game. Make no mistake about that. Despite the penalties by Clay, the Spartans still with a better team tonight. They deserve to win And they won it, and they're going to the semifinals.
Yeah, and you see them right now celebrating with the students right here. And, I mean, look at those guys down there just excited. Coaches coming over, you know. You see Tony Johnson out there in his green jacket just going, waving the crowd on. I mean, the cheerleaders have done a fantastic job. The players quickly just sort of making their motion and socially distancing and getting themselves back. Let's keep us healthy, guys. I tell you, this has been awesome.
It has been awesome, and the fact that it will continue on is even awesomer.
Yep, I tell you, yeah, exactly. Coach Yeager picking up his 146th win in his career, 121st here at with the Spartans. Just keeps on winning. You know, here we are with a 12-win season, and you see the coaches going around. You see the cheerleaders, and you know we started the broadcast off talking about the very first football coach in Mountain Brook history, Coach Darrell Fitz Jr., and passed away on November 10th. And once again, we talked about his family being in our thoughts and prayers, but you know, he was with us tonight. And you know, it's sort of fitting that, you know, we talk about Coach Fitz, we talked about Coach Dodd earlier, you know, the Coach Ellisons, the Coach Joneses, the Coach Creases, all these coaches have, for years and years and years, have put the product out there on the field, and Coach Yeager's just continuing on the legacy. And this group right here, they're special. They're going to the semifinals. Look at Jack Smith dancing out there, excited. I didn't know he knew the Icky Shuffle.
The Icky Shuffle.
Remember the Icky Shuffle?
Yes, I do. Icky Woods, ladies and gentlemen. One of the greatest Cincinnati Bengals of all time. I am just so impressed by what we saw tonight from the Mountain Brook Spartans. We knew, George, that this was going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
It was not going to be easy. And the Spartans, I thought, just really played very, very well in all phases of the game. Their execution was tremendous. To hold this team that averages scoring 38 points a game, to hold them to 10.
It's pretty special. You know, and that's what Pinson Valley did. Pinson Valley held the same Clay Chalkville team to 10. So we got a matchup, you know, coming, you know, with Pinson Valley next week. And like we talked about, that's a team that lost to Ramsey 14-13 and lost to Trussville 44-19, but won the region 6 where Clay Chalkville came in second. But, you know, we talked at the beginning of the game, you know, control the line of scrimmage, control the clock, be able to play field position, and our offense did that perfect.
Absolutely.
It was mainly by the running game. When you had to pass, we had the calls, and we executed. We had to execute those pass plays, and they helped us. And what else helped us was keeping our poise while the other teams sort of lost theirs a little bit.
And I think also too, and we see it evidenced on various plays. This team, this group of guys, has such a strong will.
Yeah.
They are strong-willed. The 1-yard touchdown push, I called it, for Strother Gibbs, with the effort that all 11 guys on that play are putting forth.
Yeah.
And then Strother at the end trying to hold the ball above the pile and over the goal line.
Yeah.
That's a strong will that's doing that.
Yeah, I mean, and you see the leader right there in the middle, Coach Yeager, and you see the brotherhood all around the Spartan leader. And I mean, these guys truly represent a true Spartan. There's no retreat in them. There's no surrender in them. There's only fight. And these guys are doing it. I mean, they are just fantastic. And, you know, they truly believe in the brotherhood. They believe in each other. They can only be better than the guy right there next to them. And, you know, where one's strong, the other one's, you know, where one's weak, the other one's strong, and helping each other. And I tell you, fantastic. You'll see the performance captains once again get in the middle of the Spartan circle as they call out the Spartan creed here. See Ethan Shinar and Windhorn, Brock Payne, and Matt Holloway. There ain't nothing penetrating that circle right there, breaking that. Look at that brotherhood.
Good stuff. Very, very good stuff. And with that, we will wrap it up. And happy to report that we will be back again next week.
Yeah, with a little bit of a full belly on Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much. We don't want to peak too early.
That's right.
But I'll tell you what, we'll be back on a Thanksgiving week.
Enjoy your Thanksgiving Thursday, and then join us on Friday for the semifinal matchup.
Make sure you are in these stands supporting this team, and you can pull this game up and the broadcast up on your handheld phone. And I tell you, catch all the action. We really do appreciate it. We couldn't do this without our sponsors, Thomas E. Jernigan Foundation, Medical Properties Trust, Inc., Andrews Sports Medicine and Orthopedic, Gory Reagan and Service First Bank, and our good friends of the program, Mount Brook City School Foundation, St. Luke's Episcopal Church, Southern Sky Aviation, and White Stag Production. Clay Yeager, wow, I can't wait to see Clay Yeager highlights this week and see what he comes up with. And the Barber Media Group, and Jonathan and Joel and Jackson and Jason and Joanne and Lee.
Jorge.
Yeah, man, I tell you
and
what.
My middle name is John.
Your middle name is Julio.
That's the only way I can get a J.
But,
I got to go middle name.
But, man, this is exciting, Lee. I mean, you think 25 years of you calling these games, and here you are going to the semifinals.
Absolutely, and I am so fired up about that. Again, our final score here tonight, Mountain Brook 21, Clay Chalkville 10 in the quarterfinal round of the 6A playoffs. Spartans are in the final four of 6A. They will play Pinson in the semifinal game next Friday night, and we'll be here to bring it to you right here on the Mountain Brook Sports Net. Again, for all of our sponsors and for all those folks that George just mentioned, including our great crew, I'm Lee Tracy. We thank you for watching Mountain Brook win the quarterfinal playoff game on the Mountain Brook Sports Net.
Go Spartans! Oh! Oh! Oh!